welcome back to my YouTube channel, Peace Jones. Don't forget to like this video, to comment on this video, and to subscribe to this channel. You guys, I definitely have a bunch of new subscribers, and thank you so much for joining me. And for my subscribers that have been rocking out with me from day one, thank you so much for being loyal. I literally love all of you. Okay, stay tuned for a lot more great content. I have like 7 videos in the chamber ready to bust off. Okay, so stay tuned. All right, got some videos for the dating chronicles, got some videos for heal with me, and I have some travel content coming up. And you guys, I am doing my first pack with me video. I never do that because I'm literally always like in a rush, or I just don't feel like it. Like when I'm packing, I really got to be strategic so that I don't forget anything. Okay, now speaking of packing and forgetting things, let's get into the video. Okay, as you guys can see by the thumbnail, I'm gonna tell you guys 5 quick stories about travel catastrophes, travel disasters, 5 things that have happened to me while I was traveling. And I was just like, bruh, this is ghetto, okay? So let's get right into it, all right? So number 1 is going to be NOLA, all right? When I went to New Orleans in 2019, this was actually my first solo trip, you guys. And I literally left my luggage at the airport, y'all. So you know how you like get your bag from the little turnstile thing downstairs? For some reason, I forgot to go get my luggage, okay? Don't ask me why. Honestly, I think I was just tired. I think that like the night before I didn't get much sleep, or maybe I stayed up all night because this is when I was in school. And a lot of times I would go to sleep at like 2 a.m. after working like a 10-hour shift. And I think my flight was like super early or something. So I think that's what happened. So I just kind of was out of it. So I arrived at the airport. I literally called an Uber, right? And I'm like sitting there chilling, waiting. You guys know when you go to like different airports, there's like a different designated area for the Ubers to pick you up. Of course, that's usually a little walk from where you come out of your little gate or whatever when you get off the plane. So I'm just a walking, I'm just a chilling. Got my personal bag though, like my backpack that I carry on the plane, and I'm just out of it. Go down to the Uber area, get my Uber, get in the Uber with just my backpack. Yep. Didn't even think to go pick up my luggage. So I'm just a riding. Mind you, if you've ever been to New Orleans, coming from the airport, it's pretty thick traffic depending on the time of the day. It was very, very thick at that time. It was a 45-minute drive, okay? So you can also imagine how much that Uber costs. I literally get about 15 minutes out from my hotel. I realize I don't have my luggage. Thank God I'm always running into really good people. So the Uber driver's like, damn it. He's like, I could tell he was kind of upset because that's literally his time. Like this dude probably drove 45 minutes to come get me. Now we're 15 minutes out from the hotel. So that's another 30 minutes. Now we're going to have to turn around and go back like an hour to the airport and then come back again to my hotel. So essentially this dude, like all in all, probably spent like 2.5 hours on this trip. Didn't even like let the Uber charge me for the entire thing. Like, I think he stopped it there and then he started it up again. Like, or maybe I think he just stopped it there. I think he stopped it there and then just didn't charge for the second ride. Like when he had to take me back, bruh. Sweet dude, genuine man. Like, this is what I'm saying. It's so wild out here today. People are so negative and nasty, but somehow when you're a great person, that comes back to you tenfold, because that man could have literally been like, all right, I'm done with this trip. He could have been like, all right, I'll take you back to the airport, but then find another Uber. He could have done a lot of things. And I'm so thankful that he not only didn't charge me for that entire duration of the trip, But he also was so willing to turn around. Like as soon as I told him, he was like, all right, you know, we can just turn around. And you see, that's why y'all need to start talking to your Uber drivers, okay? Because I like talking to people. And as long as my Uber driver is friendly and open, man, we be striking up some conversations. Next thing you know, you realize you did something dumb like me, and he'll take you right back. Easy as that, all right? All right, so number 2, the Dramamine fail, you guys. If you don't know what Dramamine is, it's a pill that you can get over the counter. It usually comes in this small little tube. It's literally like this big. And it's basically for motion sickness. So if you aren't good on boats, if you aren't good on planes, if you aren't good on what else? Like car rides, it really, really helps with motion sickness. I have terrible motion sickness, especially on planes and boats. So I always have to take one or I'm definitely going to get sick. So I go ahead and pop a Dramamine on the plane, and this guy sitting across from me saw me take one and he was like, hey, can I have one? And I'm like, oh yeah, sure, right? Now, mind you, this dude was pretty big. Like I'm not good at like these weight and height estimates, but I'm gonna say he had to been like 300 pounds or like in the high 200s. And he was probably like 6'5", really big dude, barely was fitting in the seat, right? So I'm like, okay, this dude can handle one Dramamine pill, right? Like I took one, I'm 5'7", about 130 pounds, okay? So I'm like, he can definitely handle this. So I give it to him. The plane lands, everyone deboards, everyone gets up, everyone grabs their luggage. He's just asleep, knocked out. Like, dude is knocked out cold. I'm talking about snoring. I'm talking about can't hear nothing around him. The people next to him then got up. Like, the whole plane is empty except for, like, the flight attendants, me, him, and probably, like, 3 other random people at different parts of the plane. So I'm starting to get concerned because I'm like, bruh, like, wake up. It's just Dramamine. It's just Dramamine. So I'm like, wake up. And he literally would not wake up. I'm shaking this dude. I'm talking about, you know how like you can feel somebody waking up when you're like talking loud or shaking them? I was shaking this dude. I'm not talking about nudging. I'm talking about shaking this dude, okay? Like the flight attendants were tapping him. We were all saying like, hey, wake up, wake up. This man was knocked out. But the crazy thing was, like, I knew he wasn't passed out because he was snoring. Like, he was legit snoring to the moon and back. So I'm like, damn, like, I really hope he didn't have like some underlying health condition, or I really hope, you know, this ain't deeper than what it could possibly be, right? In my head, right? So I'm just shaking him. I'm starting to get worried. I'm like, is this man gonna wake up? Like, what's going on? The flight attendants were starting to get worried. Like, we're all screaming, shaking him. Finally, after like a good 5 minutes, this dude wakes up. But I was just like, dang, that was the scariest 5 minutes of my life, because I've never physically shaken a person and like screamed for them to wake up that close to them, and they didn't wake up. So I was like, yeah, after that, no more Dramamine. I ain't giving nobody nothing, because I don't know what that was all about. Maybe he was just a heavy sleeper, but no, I'm not doing that again, because that scared the heck out of me, okay? Number 3, when I went to Greece, they lost my luggage, okay? How about they left it in the United States? It didn't even make it to Europe, okay? So I ended up flying out. I had to connect in New York at JFK. I also had to connect in, I believe, France? Somewhere in Europe. I can't even remember, and that's crazy. It wasn't that long ago. Okay, we're just gonna go with France, all right? Anyway, I had to connect at JFK, then I had to connect in some other European place we're gonna call France, and then I landed in Santorini, Greece. So when I land in Santorini, Greece, I'm looking at the carousel, spinning. Everyone's grabbing their stuff. everyone's grabbing their stuff. I'm just waiting. I'm thinking like, okay, maybe you know how you assume maybe they put my stuff on first so it's coming out last, or maybe the person down there is just super slow. I'm just waiting. Needless to say, my luggage never comes out. So I'm like, bruh, like that's the last thing I expected, the last thing I wanted. Literally, I was not a smart packer prior to this trip, but now I've learned some things. I was always the type of packer that would put all of my essential things in my check bag. So like all my shoes, all my underwear, all of or most of my hygiene products, because they're big, I can't carry them on the plane, all of my outfits, like everything. So if anything were to happen, I literally did not have an outfit, a toothbrush, body wash, or anything to fall back on. So I'm like, bro, what am I going to do? This is my birthday trip. I have to go out tonight. I have to look pretty. I need a shower. Because let me tell you, when you guys take those super long international flights, I'm not talking about Mexico and Jamaica. That's like a 4 or 6 hour flight. I'm talking about 10-hour flights, 15-hour days, connect here for 8 hours, connect there for 8 hours. Like, you will want a shower more than anything. So I'm like, no, like this can't be happening. Mind you, once I went to tell the lady that my stuff never came out, she searched it based on like the barcode, and she's like, yeah, we don't even know where this is at, right? So I know sometimes people are like, oh, I lost my luggage, they left it in Kentucky. Oh, I lost my luggage, they left it here. Oh, we located it at this airport, we'll send it on the next flight. She didn't even know where it was at. Like, she said she could not figure out based on the barcode where my luggage was. So I'm like, great. Now I'm in Greece. I literally don't speak their language. They don't speak mine as far as like calling back to the airport, right? Obviously people at the resort and stuff did, but like that airport, most of their personnel didn't speak like thorough English. And for me to call a hotline and have to try and navigate that, you guys know it's already hard calling an American airport or airline to get assistance or whatever. You're on hold for years. So imagine that in a foreign country, right? So I'm just like, oh my gosh. Like, I have this really good trait about myself though, where I try to not panic initially, because I'm just like, if I do that, I'm just going to make it worse. So I try not to really panic. I tried to go into solution mode, and I'm like, okay, what am I going to do if they don't find my stuff? How am I going to make this work? Because this was a 7-day trip. Like I said, it was my birthday trip. I had all of my clothes in there, all of my bags, all of my shoes, just everything. Like, literally was gonna have to buy a new wardrobe. Literally was gonna have to buy a new everything, because like I said, I didn't have hygiene products or anything. So I'm like, okay, cool, solution mode. So I end up just going to the hotel or the resort I stayed at or whatever, and I get there, and thank God the guy that worked there, he was like very helpful. He gave me his charger to use until I got my stuff, because yes, my charger was in there too. Then he gave me like basically some reassurance. He's like, you know, I'll call the airport for you. I'll figure it out. Don't you worry. It's easier for me to do. And he's like, you know, once they let me know where the luggage is and if they found it, we'll let you know that and go from there. So the lady at the airport was like so reassuring initially. She's like, oh yeah, you know, we'll send someone to drop the stuff off if we find it. Don't worry about coming back here, because it was like a 30-minute ride. Obviously, I would have had to get transportation, pay for it there and back for something that wasn't my fault. So she's like, don't worry about that. We'll take care of that, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, okay, great. Just praying that they find it. So literally the next day, mind you, you guys, I landed there maybe at like 3 o'clock. It might have been earlier than that. It might have been like 1 p.m. in the afternoon. So I had the whole rest of the day that I had to go, the whole night that I had to go, and then all the way into the next day. So the next day, I believe they told me maybe at like 11 o'clock, And they were like, yeah, we found it. It was literally still in America at JFK, which that's a whole nother story. It's some airports that it's just like, for y'all to have like these high official international ranking, like y'all don't be on top of your stuff, because what are you doing? But anyway, so yeah, it never left JFK, which isn't surprising. And so from there, yeah, she's like, you know, we found it, but the next flight isn't coming until whenever. So needless to say, I went basically 2 days without any luggage. I literally had to go the first night out to dinner because I wanted to go to like a really nice dinner. I wanted to get my trip started. Like, I didn't pay thousands of dollars to sit in my room because my luggage is lost. So I literally put on the hotel slippers and one dress that I happened to have in my backpack. Couldn't brush my teeth, couldn't take a shower. Imagine literally not have taken a shower for over 24 hours while traveling. Not cute, okay? So finally, once I did get my luggage, it was like the best shower I had ever taken in my life. I washed my hair, I scrubbed my teeth. Like, it was wild. But yeah, y'all, I basically had to improvise. So I looked so ghetto. I had on this dress with no bra and it was not cute. I literally had on the hotel slippers as shoes for the whole night. Like, people was looking at me like, what? And it was pretty chilly out there. So I had to use the same denim jacket like every single day, which I don't know. I kind of like to wash my clothes before I repetitively wear them. But yeah, it was a hot mess, y'all. So look, I learned from that trip, put some things in that personal bag so that just in case things hit the fan, you can give yourself a little face wash, hit the spots, brush your teeth, and have, even if it's just an oversized t-shirt and some leggings, have something to change into. All right. So number 4. When I went to Houston, you guys, this isn't that big of a deal, but at the moment it was. So I literally usually pack all of my clothes into one area. And then I pack my whole like hygiene compartment. So like my face soap, my face oil, my deodorant, my shampoo, everything. So I literally had this whole big hygiene bag with everything I needed. I needed to shave because I think I had forgot to do it the night before. And I was like, oh, I'll do it at the hotel. And I was wearing my legs out. So I really needed to shave. Obviously, you needed deodorant, especially in a hot place like Houston. Of course, I needed face wash. Of course, I need body wash. Bro, I left that whole entire hygiene bag at home. And I did not realize it until I landed in Houston and literally ran the shower water, was about to get in. And I'm like, oh, shoot, I have nothing. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm not big on the hotel toiletries. Number 1, you never know what's in them. Number 2, they tend to really lack moisturizing components, especially for African American skin and hair. And number 3, it's just not enough. I mean, it's literally enough for you to maybe cover half of your body, and that's about it. And I like using my products. I like to use natural products. I have certain brands and things that I like to use. So yeah, literally realized that at the last moment. And I think it was actually kind of late. Like, I was going to go out that night. So things weren't even really open. So once again, I had to be a little dirty critter until the next day when I just headed out to Marshall's and I got like some natural deodorant, a natural soap, and some lip gloss and some other, oh, I had to buy a perfume. Like, it was just a mess. But yeah, you guys, remember to pack that hygiene bag. And when I got back home, it was just sitting in the room. I'm like, great. Okay, so last but not least is when I went to the U.S. Virgin Islands. All right, so you guys, that is a U.S. territory, just like Puerto Rico, Guam, Hawaii, whatever. Actually, I think now Hawaii is an official state. But either way, the U.S. Virgin Islands, St. Thomas and St. John are like a part of the U.S. territory. So you would think that, you know, your GPS would work. You would think it'd be easy to navigate. No. So they have not updated their grid, as well as a lot of other things. No shade to them, because if you guys do go watch my U.S. Virgin Islands travel vlog, whew, those people were in an uproar, all right? But anyway, it is a beautiful area, but nonetheless, their GPS grid is not updated. Literally, when I was arriving, the like tour transportation got lost, and he actually was from there. He got lost. We was driving around for like 40 minutes. The other people with me kept getting lost. Nobody's GPS was working. They don't have Uber. They don't have Lyft. Like, as far as like transportation and navigation, they're just not very up to standard or up to par. So with that being said, literally I had to memorize where I stayed, right? And the thing is, like, because it's such on an incline, there's so many hills and things. The transportation, like the taxis, they don't go all the way up to your house. So they'll usually stop at like the front of the neighborhood or whatever, which is still a pretty far walk. So from there, you have to know where you're going, right? I didn't. I literally don't come from there. I'm not familiar with the area. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, memorize. Once you come up here, you make this left. Once, cool. I come back from dinner one night and literally it's pitch black dark. And when I say pitch black, I don't mean like, oh, pitch black, you can see some stars. Oh, pitch black, you can see your hand in front of you. Oh, pitch black, there's street lights. I mean, pitch black, okay? Like, I could not see my hand in front of my face. No lights, no nothing. Please, to this day, I don't know what was wrong with me for thinking that was okay to be outside in that. But I'm glad God spared me. But anyway, it's pitch black, right? And so I literally lose my whole train of like direction. Obviously, I literally can't even see in front of me. So I'm like bumping around. I'm trying to figure these things out. Mind you, I read like the next day that they had tarantulas there, like 17 different species. All I'm hearing is jungle noises. I'm hearing things thrashing in the bushes. It was probably snakes all around me. Either way, I'm out here trying to navigate in this pitch black, right? Using my GPS, literally not working, turning me around. It's a mess, right? So I see this car come by, and thank God that was like my only source of light is their headlights. And I'm trying to like get their attention, but they just kept going. They probably didn't even see me, to be honest. So I used that light to kind of like navigate over to one area. But then I realized that was the wrong area. So at one point, I'm just standing in the middle of the street, just thinking like, am I ever gonna make it to this Airbnb, or am I just gonna wait until the sun comes up and just go from there? Because that was honestly how I was feeling. I was like, I don't know where I'm at. This place is all hills. Like, my GPS isn't working. My phone, I think, was about to die. It was just a mess. So I ended up calling my boyfriend at that time. And I'm just panicking. Mind you, it's nothing he can do because he's literally at home. And I'm panicking. I'm like, oh my gosh, use your GPS for me. Oh my, like, I don't know what I thought he could do, but I thought he could like find some way to figure something out to help me. Obviously he couldn't. So only thing he was trying to do was just like calm me down, trying to get me to like reassess my steps and like try and get some sense of direction, try and use oh, that's another thing. I was trying to use my flashlight, but it was so foggy. So it was like, imagine pitch black with fog. It was almost making it worse. So I stopped using that. I'm literally like on Google Maps. Like, it was a mess, right? So finally I found my sense of direction and I made it down the road, and I was just like, look, I need to chill. I need to chill. Like, what is wrong with me? So yeah, you guys, that is the time where I had no navigation, no GPS, no sense of direction. I was bumping around in the pitch black dark in the Virgin Islands trying to find my Airbnb. Solo travel adventures, bruh. But anyway, you guys, that's the end of that story time. I will see you guys in the next vlog. Peace.